Welcome back, all you crypto maniacs. Today we're talking about Zilliqa and their new Metapolis. So here's a screenshot from the Metapolis event in Miami, the launch of Metapolis. As we can see, looks pretty cool, right? I mean, some of the footage from Zilliqa's Metapolis here, it's being filmed from a phone onto a giant screen, so the clarity is not all that well, but the working product so far looks pretty hot. Not gonna lie, definitely looks pretty hot. I don't know if you've used virtual reality like the Oculus or other devices, but the experience inside these worlds, just mind-blowing. So we're going to talk a little bit about Zilliqa today. There is an event happening, an online event that I just registered for. Actually, it's called Zilliqa's Vision 2022 and Beyond. It is on April 14th, Thursday, 12 p.m. Eastern time. So check it out. Welcome to Zilliqa Roadmap. We have a far-reaching vision, and there are various elements that are much closer to many to realization. DeFi, play to earn, Metaverse, and much more. A lot more is coming to Zilliqa. What we saw recently is only a tip of the iceberg of what's being built by our dev teams. We will be unveiling core members of the team at the upcoming roadmap session. It will have a few sections, starting with the CEO, Ben Lifshitz, addressing the vision of what is to come. After which you will meet the members of the new team who are at the helm of this resurgence. So you can register for that event here on Twitter. Just go to Zilliqa, search Zilliqa, follow them on Twitter, and right here close to the top you can see the footage of the Metapolis that I just showed at the beginning there, and their Eventbrite. You can register for their event here on Twitter. Zipping over to Live Shits, to the dApps and the Zilliqa network. So overall total value locked has been increasing a little bit. 31% staked now. We were down to 30% yesterday. Gained a percent in over the last 24 hours. Number of smart contracts deployed, 119,000. About 5,777 transactions in smart contracts. So it looks like overall TVL is growing. Back getting a little bit of an increase here. Yesterday we were down. We had kind of hit a bottom here on the first. Now it's just all of the people taking profits. But I will say that just because the price is coming down does not mean that we are going to go to zero. I know a lot of people new investors might get a little scared, might be scary coming down so rapidly, but this is pretty common. We went up 350%, something that you don't see very often. So for all of you who were able to take some profits, congratulations. That's a big win. But getting back in is it's a good time right now. It's a good time. No, this is not financial advice, and I am not your financial advisor. But I am jumping back in. I, of course, did not sell everything. I was not able to unstake so quickly, as many of you guys probably had the same thing happen. There is a 2-week locking period when you're staking Zilliqa, so this event kind of came out of nowhere, and I tried to unstake so I could take some profits and buy back in even more, but that was not able to happen. So anyway, Zilliqa doing big things out there in the community, and we could just I think we're going to see a lot of things. Remember, Zilliqa is a metaverse as a service, right? And so they've switched their focus over the past 2 years to metaverse as a service. And so, what does that mean? Metaverse as a service is simply that they are not building the metaverse worlds themselves, but are going to be building them for people for as a service, right? So we will be hearing some partnerships coming up. We know that they've recently had a partnership with Agora and some NFTs and gaming stuff. So I would assume that we will be hearing more about Agora, about the product that they will be building for Agora. So definitely something to keep an eye out for. We will keep you updated here on Chain Analysis, and I'll be attending the events, and I'll share all the different highlights and stuff like that with you, and keep you guys updated. So hit the notification bell. If the price starts to move pretty quickly, I will also send out a message to you guys, just letting you know that that things are moving. So Citi says metaverse economy could be worth $13 trillion by 2030. So I read this article about a week ago, and it's pretty interesting, right? $13 trillion, the metaverse. So, we've got Facebook changed their name to Meta, and so the metaverse is a big play. So with everybody working from home, I think the pandemic really taught society a very valuable lesson, in that we can all kind of work from home. From these virtual worlds will become an instrumental tool for helping us accomplish that. So very smart time to be getting into metaverse plays, especially some of these big institutions, right? So Facebook or Meta, I'm sure they're going to make a move very soon. And as we all know, in order for a big player like Facebook to get into blockchain, they're going to have to either, number one, start their own chain, or they're going to have to jump on with another project's chain. And so I have two theories about this with respect to Facebook. So number one, Cardano's Mamba may be a good option, right? So Mamba will allow people to quite easily build side chains on the Cardano network. The second, this Zilliqa metaverse as a service is definitely a viable option. So I've been doing a little bit of digging, a little bit of research into this, and pretty exciting stuff. So stay tuned. But I do think that there are big things on the horizon. Zipping over to an article I was just reading about the metaverse. So for many of you guys who don't know, the metaverse is not just one thing. And I know there's a lot of confusion out there in the world about, what is the metaverse? And so I want to help clear up some things. But one thing is for sure, right? As a society, with everything that's going on in the world today, and metaverse is a perfect way for, number one, for people to interact socially without actually being in human contact, right? It's also a great way for governments to control people, but that's a whole nother video. For today, I want to talk a little bit about Facebook, what part they're playing in the metaverse, and what does this mean for cryptocurrency? Because here's the thing, right? Metaverse is, it's just too much to manage, right? For one company. What we need is a virtual world where companies can create their own, user experiences within that one reality. And so a decentralized metaverse is makes the most sense, right? I mean, and this is where development is going. And so what we'll probably see is bridges from one metaverse to another, but overall we'll see metaverse as a service become sort of the foundation for the future of the metaverse. And so, Zilliqa being one of the first players in this space, I mean, the vision is just unbelievable, right? I mean, this is the future. And so I am really excited about Zilliqa because I think that their platform and their sharding technology really allows uh, for this metaverse as a service to really take off. And secondly, another thing that we'll talk about as well on this channel is what does it take to make the metaverse run, right? GPU, right? How can we? So, in my experience with virtual reality, the thing is like if you want to run, if you want to explore a metaverse on your laptop, for instance, or on your phone, you need to have enough RAM and enough GPU to be able to render those videos, and so or render the pixels and the HD and all that and the audio, and so a lot of these blockchains that are now coming out will help support metaverse development, such as Render. And so we'll talk a little bit about Render and what they do and why it's so important right now as metaverse is starting to be built, why Render will become such a huge will play such a huge role in the development of the metaverse. So let's just take a look at what's happening here. Metaverse will fuel massive innovation, and Facebook isn't the metaverse. So the Games Beat Summit 2022 returns with its largest event for leaders in gaming on April 26th and 28th. So you can access this. You can register for this event at venturebeat.com. So it will be in Los Angeles, an in-person event. Will also be accessible virtually. So I will be attending this event as well. So the metaverse is not what Mark Zuckerberg says it is. It's not a place or alternate reality we will all migrate into. It is not a game. It's not a land grab, although that is happening. And it's not just a massive branding opportunity, although there are lots of opportunities for brands to thrive. The truth is, the metaverse is a decentralized system that has a lot in common with peer-to-peer services like Napster, Skype, BitTorrent, and Facebook and Meta do not. Wait, what? Decentralized peer-to-peer networks are where all the technologists gather and create the architecture that fuels innovation. So this article goes into a little bit about how what Skype brought to virtual socialization and work, and and what the real promise of metaverse is. And for all of us who enjoy virtual socialization, the metaverse is a new data-rich experience and provides services that are faster, better, and cheaper. And that could be in finance, socialization, business meetings, healthcare, or anything else we can imagine, right? So virtual therapy, right? So could you imagine your avatar is walking along the street in the metaverse and you decide to stop into a therapist's office that you see a sign for, and you pop in and you can actually have therapy with a therapist virtually. And so pretty cool stuff. So I do think that this is the future. I think we're going to see a lot of like shopping, online shopping through the metaverse, things like that. So the next generation of peer-to-peer services will enable even greater participation of users who in a decentralized metaverse can work directly with each other and trust the network for things like money transfer and social media. So, big things on the horizon. So one thing that I want to know though is Tim. So here's Tim Draper from Apple. He's a big backer of peer-to-peer technology and invested in companies like Skype. He also believes that blockchain and Bitcoin solutions are better, faster, cheaper than fiat currencies. So that's a great sign for cryptocurrency when we hear people like Tim Draper of Apple talk about crypto. And so Metaverse plays a big thing. In this article, it talks about why we should care about Facebook's big push into the metaverse. The futuristic tech Mark Zuckerberg here, and here's the thing. Even some of Facebook's own employees, according to internal company communication viewed by Recode, are concerned about the metaverse, as reflected by questions several employees asked ahead of a weekly staff Q&A on Facebook's internal communications platform Workplace. One question, which was highly upvoted by employees, was how could we avoid a dystopian reality where the metaverse is used as an opium for the masses? So this just goes back to what I was saying about government control of people. What better way than just keep people in their homes, just like, zoned out on a metaverse, right? No, like real care for what's going on in the world as wars are breaking out and gas prices are going up to $100 a gallon. And we're just, zooted on our metaverse play. Well, these are some real definite concerns here. I do think that there are some useful features of metaverse that will allow businesses to thrive. I think it's going to allow people to online play to earn games and stuff like that. But we've got to be careful, right? I mean, there's a flip side to everything. So Facebook also said it doesn't want to be the only one developing the metaverse. This won't be the job of any one company alone. It will require collaboration across industry and with experts, governments, and regulators to get it right. The company is betting on a lot on this concept succeeding. And it's putting some of its brightest engineering minds in the world to work on this project, acquiring virtual reality and augmented reality companies, hiring over 10,000 people to work on it, and backing the initiative with tens of billions of dollars. And Zuckerberg, who ultimately has unilateral control over his company, seems genuinely excited about it. So, what is the metaverse really? On a philosophical level, the metaverse, as Zuckerberg and others have defined it, is a way for us to make our virtual lives more seamlessly integrated with our real ones. So Matthew Ball, a technology investor who wrote a definitive series of essays about the metaverse, explained it to this author like this. Right now, the internet is primarily something that is push. You are pushed information. You receive an email, you receive a notification, you then pull your device up to access that. The difference with the metaverse is that it's an embodied engine. You are already within rather than reaching out. Practically, that means this world will disengage us from our physical realities, the office, the living room, the outdoors. We will instead plug into our headsets or otherwise be immersed in another environment. So pretty cool stuff. I mean, I do enjoy virtual reality. The Oculus is a pretty cool device, and the whole VR headset thing is just mind blowing. I mean, you can, but the strange piece is, I mean, here's the thing, my wife and I sit next to each other on the bed with our devices on our heads. We're in our own little worlds watching a movie. And it's like you're in a theater, and her avatar is sitting next to me, and it's awesome. It's a great experience, but just kind of freaky, man. Something to keep in mind, that there are obvious inherent risks with the metaverse, and why is Facebook going after the metaverse? So those are investments Facebook is willing to make because it sees metaverse as a successor to the mobile internet. Not only is there an extraordinary opportunity for Facebook to build value in the metaverse, but it also provides them another opportunity to establish something that they lack, and that has been a hindrance for years. For any of these major tech companies that have the assets, resources, capabilities, and interest in the metaverse, it absolutely makes sense for them to be investing in it. I think that, the development of an avatar and working with my coworkers and talking in a meeting using my avatar sounds pretty cool while I work from home in my pajamas. The overall thing here is that we are entering a world that is going to look very, very different than the one we are in right now. But as an investor, I think what's important to note is that the metaverse is happening, and the companies who are making it happen will be the ones to invest in. Render is a blockchain, a decentralized blockchain that runs on the Ethereum network, and it offers distributed GPU rendering on the blockchain. So, what does this mean for the metaverse? As we can see here, rendering the metaverse. So, uh, back end power, GPU power used to fuel the metaverse. So I do think that render is probably um, another great investment strategy if you are looking for a metaverse play. The render network is designed to connect users looking to perform render jobs with people who have idle GPUs to process the renders. Owners would connect their GPUs to the render network in order to receive and complete rendering jobs using Octane Render. Users would send render to the individual performing the render work, and Otoy would receive a small percentage of render for facilitating the transaction and running the render network. Once they've registered their idle GPUs on the render network, these GPU owners become node operators and are able to earn render tokens. They do this by accepting jobs from users in need of rendering work, known as creators, who send their files to the render network where they are assigned to operators. Render receives a small percentage of render paid out in order to maintain the network and facilitate the transaction. So basically, render is going to sell idle GPU. Right now, they're not accepting node operators at the moment, but you are able to sign up to be notified when they are allowing this again. So, pretty cool stuff. Render Network is really in a great place right now for people to jump in. If you're looking for another investment and a metaverse play, Render is definitely it. So let's just take a quick look at how Render is doing today. I'm sure it's pulling back with the rest of the market, but so it's RNDR USD. So take a look at KuCoin if it's here. KuCoin. So render token down to 257. So that is, let me tell you, that is a great price. I'm going to tell you why. I am not a financial advisor, but and I am not your financial advisor specifically, and this is not financial advice. But here's the thing: render went up to around a little over $8 back in November of 21, and right now we are touching. Uh, if you look at this floor, the floor is around 225. Actually, right, yeah, around 225. So we are at 257 right now. Um, I'm telling you, this platform is going to, like, once metaverse plays start becoming more and more in demand, Render is going to become one of the biggest suppliers of GPU, and this is a patented idea. Okay, so we're not going to see a bunch of platforms, launching, doing this thing, selling GPUs because it's patented. Okay, so render token, uh, ready to take the hell off. I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I can't tell the future, but the bottom line is that we came down from $8 or so, 72% right now down. And I do believe Bitcoin and the rest of the markets are poised for at the very least, a relief rally. I don't know if we're going to go completely back up or what, but Bitcoin, uh, definitely poised, coming back down right now, touching the let's pull up the moving average ribbon. As you guys can see, we're coming back down, touching the 50. Um, yep, this is a pretty common occurrence, right? I mean, we come down, right? We fell below the 50-day moving average. We broke up through, came up to around 48,000, came back to test the top of the 50, and then it's off to the races. So this is a common thing, common play. I'm not saying that we can't fall through here and go to lower levels. That is definitely a possibility. Anything is possible, but to me, this looks like a touch to the top of the 50, and off we go. So that's all I got for you guys today. I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Come on.